It's your first university assignment, and you're assigned to read an article discussing how you are part of the 1% of Native Americans enrolled in higher education. In 2009, Native students constituted 1% of the total undergraduate population in post-secondary institutions. It was a rough awakening, but the message was loud and clear. Dr. Shotton, your words echoed throughout my thoughts whenever I felt college wasn't for me. I think back to my closest ancestor who walked my path and previously succeeded. Miss Molly Garcia, but previously Seraficio, is honored in the Women's Plaza of Honor for her community and political work, and from the same village as my family, Giroidag, Big Fields in southern Arizona. I think about how channeling her energy and willpower to overcome the adversities that came with being a Native American woman in higher education. Since transferring from Tonatham Community College, I was on the struggle bus for most of my transition, trying to balance dual degrees, part-time jobs, and new homeownership, and my eagerness to do everything at the university truly drained me. Here's a jump scare of what the dual degree path may look like. Yikes. Yes, those are designer bags. I ran into many bumps in the road, but then future Dr. Felicia Tagavan Gaskin of Native SOAR would assign other relatable articles, and I felt she was inside my head. The financial hardship monster, rooted in settler colonialism, maintained and reinforced impoverished conditions, which in return threatened the dreams of obtaining a college degree for Navajo teenagers. Despite the financial hardship monster lurking in the lives, they each held tightly onto a sense of optimism, a deep respect and unyielding love for their family and their land from which they came. During the semester, I felt a sudden shift when Dr. Cicchini was a guest speaker and shared some wise words.
I look at my last month and I assess what's giving me energy and what's depleting me, and I write it out. And then I'm like, what's my goal? Like, what's my next thing I want to do? Because y'all, I'm always dreaming up. I'm always looking for those possibilities. I'm like, that's me on the jump. That's who I am.
There were a few points in the semester when I felt like I honestly wouldn't be able to make it through. Native SOAR gave me the power to understand what is actually happening when I am overwhelmed in school and consider leaving. Native SOAR equipped me with the necessary tools to reach my goals of pursuing higher education. I realized that it is possible for me to overcome all the struggles that comes along with university, even when the system was never designed for me to win. Native SOAR brought me to my community and showed me that there is a support system that runs through my blood. Seeing many of the people I grew up with interacting, showing love, as we marched through the streets felt encouraging. At the annual Tonatham Nation Rodeo and Fair, we had the opportunity to participate in the yearly parade, and I felt a team, a community, the support that I've been lacking. I think back to what scholar Brian Brayboy discusses when he brings up the overview of tribal critical race theory. The first tenet he lists is colonizational is epidemic to society. I allow myself to think on this and realize how it reflects my life. I channel that indigenous energy and warrior mindset that my ancestors carried with them, and I transfer it to my mentees. I want to be a role model for the younger generations and my peers. I look up to many of my peers and have a genuine interest in their goals. To be indigenous is to be caring and connected to the universe. I am always working towards each goal and know that each choice builds up to the grand scheme. I'm thankful to Native SOAR for being the reason for my drive for higher education.